Welcome to Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Coming up tonight, the Athletics and the Cubs. It is Game 2 from Wrigley Field as the Cubs look to get back in the win column. Play a little catch, root for PCA, and hopefully sing Go Cubs Go. Well played, Murphys.
Yeah.
And welcome into the broadcast booth. All right, 1997. You thought, 30 years later, it'd be me and you in here, right?
You know what? I mean, look at this.
Unbelievable.
This is cool, ain't it?
Cliff Floyd, John Shambi, Taylor McGregor will join us coming up. Let's talk offense. Let's talk PCA. He's been swinging a better bat, not chasing as much. What are you seeing?
I think the biggest thing is his hands. He's trying to find some rhythm. When you have rhythm, it allows you to be the confident dude that PCA is. So I watched him the other night, and I go, wait a minute. One, he's in a familiar spot, back at the leadoff spot. That allows him to lead off in second. He's in second tonight against Jeffrey Springs, the lefty. But his hands are moving. And when you look at him in April, he was locked up. And when you're locked up, it doesn't allow you to move. When you look at him last night, he's moving. He has some fluidity. He's allowing himself to get into a hitting position. He looks strong. And when you're strong, you're confident. But the confidence only comes when you're making contact. He's making solid contact. He's aggressive early in the counts. You saw him last night against Barlow. First pitch, boom, in the ninth inning. So you're seeing him getting back to what he's comfortable doing, and that's smashing baseballs around the field.
Yeah, no question. He's super strong and making good swing decisions.
Yeah.
When we continue, we will examine our pitching matchup as PCA and the Cubs try and pick up a win. Alex Bregman and company going up against the A's. More on the other side. Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by the Bob Locurcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. By Circus Sports. And by your local Hyundai dealer. Find the dealer nearest you at buyhyundai.com. Welcome back. Our Lou Gehrig Day ALS auction is live right now through June 9th. Proceeds go to Benefit Project Main Street. Log on Cubs.com/ALS auction. Lots of great items. And here tonight, the Cubs try and bounce back, get in the win column. And Cliffy, they got Colin Ray on the mound. How about that top note? Since the start of 25, this is the guy that leads the Cubs in innings.
And you love it. I think the biggest thing for me is, he's not the flashy starter. He's reliable. He takes the ball every fifth day. And when you look at this team and what they've had to deal with so many guys on the IL, he has been the guy that's holding down the fort, and that's the reason they brought him back.
No question about it. Ray ready to work. Here we go. And a check swing roller along third, and Ramirez will pick it up as it goes foul. Let's check out the A's lineup. It is brought to you by Ford. Carlos Cortez at the top of the order, followed by their power-hitting first baseman Nick Kurtz. Langoliers, Soderstrom, Rooker, then Butler back in there in center field. Geloff, McNeil, Alika Williams with a start at shortstop. This is an A's team that ranks 9th in the AL, 20th in the majors in runs per game. And the pitch outside, and it's 1-1 to Cortez.
They do have a lot of slug. Former teammate there, Marcase.
Your former teammates with both of these guys. On the ground, left side, and diving. Ramirez will just put it in his pocket. And an infield single as Cortez, for the second time, kind of the excuse me swing, and beats a shift. Don't really know what you're supposed to do there. It's a good example from a pitching perspective where he generates soft contact, and Ramirez did well keeping it on the infield. So a leadoff single. Here's Kurtz. And ball one. Plate umpire is John Lipka. There are the numbers for Kurtz, who got off to a slow start. Lipka, good ball strike umpire. And now a challenge from Miguel Amaya.
Pitcher's called the ball, catcher's challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. What do you say?
It was close.
Got it.
Full strike. Chicago has 2 remaining.
Oh, so close.
Well done by Amaya. It's been interesting to watch the progression. You basically don't see pitchers ever challenge. It's the catchers that are the main focus at in the neighborhood of 60%. That's through there for a strike.
And I was in spring training with a lot of managers, and they said it was going to rely on the catchers to pretty much do it because most pitchers are not looking when they release the baseball to home plate.
So 1-2 on the slugger, who hit home run number 11 last night into the bleachers in left center. And Cliffy, when you played, you were one of the bigger guys out there. This is a big
boy. Big boy. You know, and I had a chance to talk to him in the offseason, and that's part of his game. Left center gap is where he's looking to hit the ball consistently.
The 1-2. He tried to go inside and he missed. They list him at 6'5", 240. He went to college at Wake Forest. Born in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. His former teammate, now current Yankee, Max Schumann, is the guy that dubbed him the Big Amish.
Big Amish can hit, I'll tell you that. Look at those numbers.
3-2, man at first, nobody out.
And you watch these guys, these big boys, him, James Woods from the Nationals. They love to go foul pole to foul pole. That's something that some guys can't do. When you think about left center gap with slug, it changes the whole game.
And that one missed just low. And I mean, oh so close. Ball 4, so the first 2 have reached.
Great take by Curtis, man.
That's one of the things that he's done so well, taking his walks. Kurtz last year a walk rate of about 13%. This year's walk rate is almost 21%. Okay, now it's Shea Langoliers. No score. The ace threatening immediately on the ground to short. Swats it to Horner. Back to first. Safe. And Langoliers beat it out. It hit all that hard, and from an A's perspective was hit in a good spot.
And Shea gets down the line better than most catchers do, right? When you think about him out the box, see him digging right there to get that guy still in scoring position at third base with less than 2 outs.
Bobby Crosby, third base coach, talking to Carlos Cortez. They're at the corners. And the batter now is Tyler Soderstrom. Soderstrom, their first-round pick in 2020. First baseman and an outfielder. Initially, he did some catching, but it would appear those days are behind him. All in, no strikes. Good pitch right there, and there's the changeup that they list on the big board as a splitter.
See that ball starts in the zone and drops off the table. That's what you want. You're trying to induce another ground ball to hope to get out this inning with a double play.
To the right side, you were saying Horner to second, one the first, save. Couldn't quite turn it. Cortez comes in, and the A's take a 1-0 lead.
Well, you get what you want, Boo. You got the ground ball to the right guy. You Gold Glove second baseman Nico to another Gold Glover. Just wasn't hit hard enough to turn a double play with Soderstrom getting down the line the way he does.
So 2 outs and a man at first, and it's 1-0 the Athletics. John Shabby, Cliff Floyd with you as Brent Rooker stands in. On the ground, foul. All right, Cliffy, let's handicap this for a second. This is your first game. We worked games together, but this is your first game of the year. Let's start in a place that was going to make you maybe a little uncomfortable. The first thing I'm going to throw at you, what are the chances that you call them Oakland?
A lot. The chances are very high.
Because I got 50-50 for me. How's that?
It's tough to sit there and always say Sacramento.
Yeah, or just say Athletics.
Athletic, because you don't even say Sacramento. You say Athletics, right?
I did a playoff series a few years back. The first year, the Guardians switched from Indians to Guardians, and I hadn't had them all year. And I just was in perpetual fear of calling them the Indians. On the ground, Swanson to Horner, and the Athletics take a 1-0 lead. Here come the Cubs up to hit when we come back. He's jumped down to a 1-0 lead. Here come the Cubs. Nico, PCA, and Bregman, Suzuki, Hackett, Swanson, Bush, Ramirez, Amaya. Bregman's the DH. Ramirez the started third. For Pedro, 22 years, 63 days old. He is the youngest Cubs starting third baseman since Ron Santo in 1962. That is a great note notch. And so, Cubs lineup will face the lefty Jeffrey Springs. And Horner skies this one out towards left center. And Butler is there to make the catch. One pitch and one out. And Cliff, here is the southpaw. Generates a lot of soft contact.
Yeah, he does definitely do that. But when we look at his last 8 starts, 0-6 with a 5.62 ERA. So he struggled mightily in the first inning. So you see Nico there trying to ambush him with the first pitch. When you look at a guy who's struggling, you try to get to him early.
Now PCA, who takes outside the strike zone. He did 242, 7 homers. And that is in for a strike. It's fouled back our way. Pete Crow Armstrong, 30-30 season last year. I think when you're talking about a kid 24 years old, he's still kind of finding his way, trying to figure out what he is, what the baseline is. Foul tipped into the mitt of Langoliers, struck him out. Time now for our keys to the game, and they're brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers, and they're brought to you by Cliff Floyd.
And so I'm a fan, right? And I watch the game, and I'm like, you know what? You got to hit. And they have been hitting. They've been getting a ton of opportunities. But I need you to hit more, and then I also need you to hit with runners in scoring position. I know it's something that, you know, it's not easy to do, but you have the team to do it. So I thought that was the keys to the game today, was just hit more, and then hit with runners in scoring position when you get the opportunities.
More hitting.
More hitting.
Believe it. Ball and no strikes to Bregman. What have you seen with Bregman so far? When it hasn't gone well, he's hit it on the ground, but for the most part, he's made pretty good contact.
He's had some really good at bats. He's had some, some hard hit contact that had some tough luck. You can see it on his face that he wants to get it done. It's killing him that he's been, scuffling to the point, especially last night in a tough situation in the 9th inning.
Popped foul.
But I'm always careful. I'm always careful knowing how hard the game is, especially between the ears. You're trying to slow things down. The clubhouse is one of those things where everything happens and you're like, hey, man, I'm a part of this and we got to get it done.
The 1-2 is down low. Mookie Betts talks about at his house. He has bats in almost every room because he'll just walk around, pick up a bat, and the closest mirror, all of a sudden you're getting into your stance. That's Alex Bregman.
I get it, and it's true.
He just consistently is grinding, tinkering, And I think more than anything, he's got a little mad scientist to him in terms of just the technical aspects of his swing. 3-2 on the way.
Watch your left.
Nice grab, Dansby. Off the netting. And Swanson just goes over the shoulder. Yeah. I don't think John Maley even saw it. He's like, come on. He didn't even see it. Come on. Yeah, I just caught that.
Yeah, I'm just chilling over here.
On the ground, he got on his thumbs. Throws him out. Springs gets him 1, 2, 3. End of 1. It's 1-0.
Run down to allow the run to steal. So today during the hitters minutes, Quentin Berry pulled up this film to teach everybody about this situation here. So he said basically in certain situations we actually teach the guys to run about 80% so they could stop. So they felt like Alcantara, knowing the situation, ran too hard, therefore he couldn't stop, which allowed McNeil to tag him and therefore the run to not score. So little details that they feel like have to be cleaned up. The motto of this group is we have to win Wrigley Field, and so that situation where runs were a premium last night, failed to capitalize, and that was the difference in the game, Boop.
Yeah, it's a rarity too, because this is a team that when you take all aspects and put them together, this is a good base running team. They were last year, they are again this year. They don't steal as many bases as last season, but in terms of going first to third, taking extra bases, this is a top 5 or so base running team. A strikeout for Ray, and drink up at the corner chat room. There's your first one. Abby and the Chicago Cubs are teaming up to strike out cancer. Roughly 241 Americans are diagnosed with cancer every hour. For each Cubs strikeout at Wrigley Field this season, AbbVie will donate $241 to Cubs charities. AbbVie, people, passion, possibilities. And as we mentioned before, for every 2 strikeouts by Colin Ray, the corner tap room will donate a free drink to anyone who's there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's only his first strikeout. My bad.
Well, I thought you were saying like when he get to the second one.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, it's one of those just.
You know what I mean?
Scorecard screw ups by me. So. Fly ball, right center field, long run, PCA. That'll touch down, bang up underneath the basket, and into second is Geloff.
Off the bat, I thought it was off the end of the bat, but that ball has some carry to it out there, and if those two can't catch it, especially PCA, that ball is not going to get caught. And Golf's in there with a 1-out double.
So the batter now will be Jeff McNeil. McNeil, the former Met. That one misses. In the air, looped out to right. Suzuki sliding. And he made the grab. What a catch. Heck of a play by Seo, who's put together A really nice defensive year. Marcotte saying, please hold. And they are not going to look at it. And time for the All-State good hands play, and it is Seiya Suzuki.
These are all about the jump. You see the concentration, and he just gets under the ball before it hits the turf. But you have to know your boy's going to back you up, and he knows PCA is going to be there, so you can take those chances.
Line drive out into center field, and a base hit for Alika Williams. Coming around and in to score is Geloff, and it's 2-0. So after the great play by Seiya, Alika Williams wasting no time. And the A's up 2-0. And back to the top of the order for Carlos Cortez. For Ray here in the early going, fastball commands kind of been all over the place, and then also a subtlety. That last four-seamer was 92. We've normally seen him 94, even 95 at times.
You know, sometimes I open up that baseball savant and start looking at, you know, certain pitches and things like that. And when you look at, you know, him being unsuccessful in certain areas, the fastball has been getting hit the most as opposed to the secondary stuff. So something to watch tonight, especially when you look at his velocity and the location of where he's throwing these pitches.
Yeah, he got off to a good start, but it's the four-seamer and the sinker that have been much less effective. Before April 25th, they were hitting 250 against those two pitches combined. Since 356 into tonight. And there's the changeup. He went too far. 2-2.
That's the change piece, but you see how good that is off the fingertips, the confidence of it, right? It looks so good to a hitter and it falls off.
3-2 now. Man at first, that's Alika Williams. 3-2. And a ground ball. Bush is there to gobble it up. Ray gets over, a nice changeup, but the Athletics add a run. Will go bottom two. It's 2-0. Cubs fans, download the Marquee app so you don't miss a moment of the action this season. Stream live games and shows anytime, anywhere. Scan the QR code now to download the Marquee app. It's presented by our friends at Miller Lite. First one to Seiya misses. And Cliffy, they got to get this guy going. And you look at when the Cubs have been a good offensive team, Seiya's usually right in the middle of it.
Everything about what we've been seeing is you starting to feel pressure, not overwhelming, but pressure, right? Like you come to the ballpark, you're feeling a certain type of way, and it's not the way you need to feel. And I think when it's contagious, when everybody's going, this dude is right in the midst of how good they are. But everything has to kind of flow, and when you look at May and June, it just speaks to pretty much everybody, right? I mean, they're getting on base, they're getting some opportunities, but that is not typical what you see from Seiya.
His last 21 games hitting 160 without a homer. Well, there's a homer. Left field, deep and gone. Saying Suzuki will touch them all, and the Cubs on the board. It's 2-1. This home run replay brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs.
Boog, I think he heard you, right? Hitters count, and he goes, I can't miss this, on time. And that ball was kissed.
And Elliott Happ taking upstairs. I mean, even in a good year, there are going to be droughts, right?
Yeah.
Because when you look at Seiya Suzuki last season, he hit over 30 homers. He had a stretch towards the end of the year. He went 38 games without a homer, and he still hit 30.
That's how good he is.
Gotta hydrate, gotta hydrate. Downstairs at T-Mac.
Well, it's been funny because Craig Counsell, of course, has fielded a lot of questions about Seiya. What is he seeing? What's going on? And Craig pointed to exactly what you talked about, Boog. There was a stretch where there wasn't slug a season ago. And then he said we had a conversation with Seiya going into the postseason. And if you remember, towards the end of the year, into the postseason, is right when he got really hot. And so he said it's amazing how things overnight can change. And sometimes that's what happens with hitters. One day, things change, and then they get hot.
Big, strong guy. And the Cubs need him for sure. The 1-2 to Happ.
I mean, it's just strange to look at their season because they lead, you know, they'll lead the league in walks. They'll do things, and you're going, wait a minute. I mean, you do know how to do it.
On the ground is short. Alika Williams collects. One down. Yeah, it's been up and down. There's no question. I mean, look, in the overall, the overriding offensive work has been good of late. Not as much. Seiya takes a look back, but the guy at the plate's a good example. Dansby Swanson trying to find some type of groove. I don't think on June 3rd. That's a fair ball down the line. Off the sidewall, Dansby will take the turn, racing for second, and he dives in. He's got a double. That has to feel great. This double brought to you by Elgin Hyundai. With a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new car.
Well, you look at them. Ultra aggressive, right? First pitch, ambush, attack. That's how you get out of a slump. You're hitting a buck 80. You want to get out of it, utilize all three of your strikes.
I think the other thing with him, and I know that it starts, everybody gets to the big leagues by and large because they can hit the fastball. But for Dansby Swanson, when he's right, he's really on the fastball, and he was right there.
Yes, he was.
Michael Busch. Right now, the average sits at 244. 6 homers, but the number's been going in the right direction. You look back to last year's Cubs team and a group that was really good offensively.
You know, well, the key to success is every time you have some success, people pay attention. So, right teams prepare for you differently. So I always say, my favorite thing to say, Boog, is adjustment to the adjustment, right? Like, how do you adjust to them adjusting to you? And how well you've played and been productive.
Breaking ball missed outside. Langoliers saying good try, 2-2. Cubs last year were 5th in baseball in runs per game. Right now they are tied for 8th in that department. But so last year they were a top 5 offense. And you know I like some of the nerdy stats, but if you go by OPS plus, if you go by WOBA, if you go by weighted runs created plus, this guy was their best hitter last year.
And you know, I think the big thing is, and you got to play both sides, is he didn't play a lot against lefties.
Swing and a miss, and Springs able to get him. Yeah, right there to your point. Getting more opportunity this season.
Yeah, tough pitch right here. Right in and out the zone, but that's the pitch you try to lay off of. Just too tough for Bushy to lay off, and see the frustration on his face.
Ball 1 to Pedro Ramirez. Ramirez, a switch hitter, really good defender. Won a minor league Gold Glove last year. Hasn't really gotten a chance to play. As far as hitting, probably a little better from the left side. That one in the air out towards left center. Soderstrom is there. And that is out number 3. Seiya Suzuki goes deep. Cubs on the board. Beautiful shots from our Megalodon camera, powered by Nissan. Visit NissanUSA.com or your local dealer. Seiya Suzuki goes yard. The Cubs on the board. A's still lead at 2-1. And big Nick Kurtz at the plate. He takes a rip at it and fouls it away. Kurtz will walk his first time. Fouled off his foot. Time now for the advanced metrics, powered by Nissan. Shop NissanUSA.com. Nick Kurtz made his big league debut April 23rd last year. Weighted on base average leaders, only Aaron Judge is better. That's incredible. He's been a better hitter than Ohtani and Soto in that time. And Ray goes upstairs and strikes him out. And now they can drink up at the corner tap room.
There you go. Well, you're always looking for a hole, right? Let's see if we can elevate a fastball. Great location up in the zone. I always felt that's the toughest pitch for anybody to hit, that one that's chest high with a little rise to it.
If you're wondering, by the way, what WOBA is, it's weighted on base average. All right, so you're familiar with OPS, which is just on base plus slugging. WOBA is a little more nuanced because on base should be weighted about 2.5 times to slug, and you should be considering what type of hits a guy gets. Left field line, hat there, makes the catch, and Langoliers retired.
So it's a, when you look at that board of those players we just saw,
yeah, it's the dudes.
I mean, those are the dudes. I want each and every one of them, right? And,
that's right.
And this is when, if you want to pay attention to analytics, this is what I want. Yeah. I want to dive into who's the winning player that I want on my squad that's going to give me a chance to go to the World Series.
Oh, it's like the old commercial, you know, chicks dig the long ball.
Yeah.
2026 version is chicks dig the WOBA.
Yeah, bring that back. Chick dig long balls.
Soderstrom a single. And so with 2 outs, a man aboard.
But when they did that commercial, it was 2 pitchers, right? Wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Smokesy and Maddox.
I think it was Glavine and Maddox.
It was Glavine and Maddox.
Yeah, it was right in the middle of that McGuire Sosa.
Yeah. My headache back in the day, those 2.
Lifted in the air out towards right center. Suzuki waiting on it. And Seiya makes the grab. Live odds brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. John Shambi, Cliff Floyd, Taylor McGregor, Miguel Amaya at the plate. And Springs delivers down and in, ball 1. Andrew Miller, our producer. Mike Fox, our director. Chris Antonacci on stats. Happy belated birthday, by the way, to Mitch Noxion I don't know what's going on in tape, but Mitch is probably next door. Yesterday was his birthday.
Oh, yeah?
And I didn't wish him happy birthday. I mean, I did, but not on the air. Here's a strike.
Happy belated.
Yeah, happy belated, Mitchie. We love you. When's your birthday?
Sagittarius. I'm December 5th. Got a long ways to go. I feel it each and every year.
The 2-1. In there for a strike. You're old.
Yeah, feel it. Go for a walk and, like, you know, you shouldn't walk 2 miles and have a backache later on. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird. Like, it's just, you know, I don't know. Can't explain it.
In the air, right field, shallow, late start with a catch made out there by Cortez.
If you think today was hard, try living one day in this man's life. Liam's had 5 heart surgeries. Let's go, Liam!
One of my best days ever.
Here's Nico now. Cliffy, the ALS auction that we got going on, it's Cubs.com/ALS auction. One of the items that I think is so cool is the guys from Wilson made me a Dansby Swanson model Wilson, and instead of in the palm where it normally would say Wilson, it says End ALS, and then the 3 gold glovers, Dansby, Nico, and PCA signed it.
Oh, that's sick.
And it says End ALS on the thumb, but it is
Love it.
really cool. So you can scan it, bid on that. Thanks to Nico, Dansby, PCA, and thanks to the folks at Wilson. The folks at Wilson, by the way, made T-Mac an oven mitt. An oven mitt, just in case,
right?
they let her in the game.
Yeah.
And, you know, you got to protect the nails.
First and foremost, the nails.
That's right. Line drive, left field. Over the head of Soderstrom. Porter will cruise into second, and he's got himself a double. I mean, a laser beam, and Soderstrom just misjudged it.
Well, you talked about him, Boo, going from catcher to outfield, and it's a tough switch. But when you think about this ball off the bat, see that ball had that backspin on it, and it just takes off on Soderstrom out there, and he has no chance right there. He knew it.
Yeah, he took that one step in. I don't know even if he played it perfectly, if he's catching it or not, but once that one step came in, he was done. And now PCA. 2-1 game.
I've been there a couple times in left field where that ball takes off on you. Typically, it happens to the center fielder. That ball right off the bat because he's in front of the hitter and has that backspin and takes off, but usually doesn't happen to the corner guys.
High fly ball, right field, well struck. That's back. That's gone. Pete Crow Armstrong, one swing of the bat. And the Cubs have a 3-2 lead. He just reached out and poked it out of here. And this home run replay brought to you by Hefty strength you can trust.
Talk about the adjustments he's been making with his hands, the rhythm, the flow, off-speed pitch from Jeffrey Springs, and he just stays on it nicely and parks it out there in the right field bleachers for a 2-run homer.
So PCA puts a charge into one, and the Cubs have the lead.
Stays hot too, right? You think about 8-game hitting streak, some of the little minor adjustments he's made. Now he's getting comfortable with the little subtle things he's doing to be productive.
We talk so much about him, and I think On the offensive side, we're usually drawn to think about his speed. But like today, he's in the clubhouse and he's wearing shorts and a sleeveless shirt. And at 24, I mean, those legs are powerful, and he is super strong in terms of like just pure pop. I don't know that there are too many guys on this team stronger than him.
Well, he looks the part, right? I mean, he's a specimen. But I think he understands. I think that's the frustrating thing for a youngster like him is, you know, to settle in, to find these things that's going to allow him to be the player he believes in his mind he can be. And, you know, we fight it every day, right? You fight it, you look in the mirror, you know you should be better at times, and you have to just get there, and you just can't, you know, sometimes you gotta crawl before you walk, right?
Three-two pitch. And a liner foul. He keeps working that left side. So Springs has given up a couple of homers. Back up the middle, and it gets through. Bregman with a base hit. Let's go downstairs, and with the PCA homer, we check in with Taylor McGregor.
With homers come celebrations, Boog, and you'll notice almost at third base, he does something. What this is, it's basically kick your feet up, relax. He said life should not be taken too seriously, so that's what he's trying to express there with a big smile on his face. He said everybody in the clubhouse, when they were going through the slump, said, hey, maybe it's time for a new double celebration, although I did see Dansby do the typewriter on his double, so maybe they haven't come up with a new one yet. But he said, for me personally, I wanted something, and he said, I just can't take life too seriously. When I'm laid back and relaxed, that's when I'm at my best. So he did that in his celebration. I like it. I feel like I'm kicked back, kicked my feet up back and relaxing down here.
Yeah, I would agree. It seems you got that whole setup down there with your heated blanket, and you know, you got people giving you hors d'oeuvres and stuff. That's for Bregman. T-Mac, if you can be laid back and loud, that would be your business card.
I'm working on my changeup.
I know you are. I know you are. We'll get there. Breaking ball in there for a strike. So say it doesn't go 2-1. Two-one. Bregman at first, one out. The Cubs have taken the lead on the homer by PCA. And they got it picked off. And Bregman frustrated as he's caught off of first, 2 away.
They just caught him, Boog, in no man's land. He kind of looking at home plate and now thinking the Springs would throw over to first, and you see the eyes go to home before the delivery and got him.
Yeah, and that's one of those like Matthew Boyd specials where you'd see guys start to look towards the plate and then he'd throw over. So some uncharacteristic bad base running by the Cubs the last couple of nights.
Yeah. You don't see that from this team. This team is one of those ones that don't make those type of mental mistakes.
3-2 on Seiya Suzuki. Cubs lead by that score. Springs is ready. Payoff pitch. And that one popped up. McNeil ranging out, waving everybody off. And Suzuki retired. The Cubs with a man aboard get a homer from PCA. Time for the Motorola Razor replay as Pete goes deep. Gives the Cubs the lead. Number 8 for Pete Crow Armstrong.
Like, bro, you threw that like you didn't know the mound was there.
It's brought to you by Tasty Trade. Stocks, options, futures, crypto. Michael Bush.
What? Some tough living. Lawrence Butler right there. That ball was scorched. Ooh. Watch your lips, Bushy. There has been a trend tonight from the A's. When you think about first pitch swinging, we've had about 5 or 6 batters that just go up and
no doubt
hack.
That one fouled off the foot of Geloff. 1 out. How about that? Since the start of 2025, this guy leads the team in innings. More than Imanaga, more than Boyd, more than Tyone.
So valuable. I mean, when you find these guys, it's like Colin Ray, come here and be a setup guy. Come here and be a middle relief. Come here and be jack of all trades. And you don't know what he's going to be, but he's been so effective and much needed for this rotation for sure.
Well, look, I mean, it's the way it basically, you know, works in terms of needing depth, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the beginning of the year last year, he wasn't pitching at all. He pitched, I think, 3 times in 5 innings in the first 17 games, and then Justin Steele went down. And this year, he was still, you know, more part of it, but then Cade Horton goes down, and he gets plugged into Cade's rotation spot. Geloff takes his base. Vance Marquis and the Cubs have teamed up for an online auction benefiting Project Main Street, an organization that helps support those battling ALS. Bid on game-used items, exclusive experiences, calling play-by-play for a half betting on Marquis. That auction is live right now. It ends June 9th, 9 p.m. Place your bids, Cubs.com/ALS auction. And there are so many cool items on there, including an opportunity to go to a Hootie and the Blowfish concert and do a meet and greet with those guys. You can meet Tim McGraw and see one of his concerts. We got all sorts of great game used and signed items. If you're a super collector, I mean, how about a Pearl Jam signed guitar? We can get the word out.
Man,
that's pretty cool.
That's solid. We were here last year. I was with you with the play-by-play guy who bid, who outbid everybody and got a chance to come up here, and he was nervous as heck.
Yes.
He had a good time.
There's also, they got him picked off. So Geloff, as Swanson runs him back. Nico. Oh boy. So that'll go 1-3-6-4-3, I believe.
I'm more wondering what the heck is going on. So right hand on the mound. What? I mean, well, there it is right here. That was a great job by the infielders of the Cubs getting that done and getting that second out on the board. But if you're still in the bag, I don't understand how a right-hander can pick you off in that type of situation. And maybe that's the old me, not understanding these guys and how they're taking leads at first base, because that should never happen.
You sound so old.
I'm telling. Listen, if you
I don't understand.
I don't understand that. That right there makes 0 sense to me. That's giving up outs, and that's why it's tough to win consistently at the big league level when you do that.
In the air, Swanson is there, and he makes the catch. I didn't see you turning into one of the Muppet judges. I did not. I didn't see you turning into the Grump.
That is crazy.
As we go to the bottom of the fourth, as we continue to push our ALS auction items, I also want to continue to push the broadcaster seminar that I will be hosting July 2nd. There are still tickets available. So if you are in college or you know someone in college who wants to be a broadcaster,
Cortez picks it up, fires to second. Career hit number 1,000 is a double for Ian Happ. Get that
That's
ball.
Awesome.
So Happ, career hit number 1,000.
Well, he wasn't content with just a base hit. You see him out the box, always hustling, heads up. Know the arm of the outfielder, and you have to take chances. Can't be timid on the base pass and gets in with a double. Congratulations, Happy.
And our Infinity cutting edge moment, experience their luxury SUVs today.
See, the boys always know in the dugout. They always know. Get that ball.
Really cool.
Yes.
Longest tenured Chicago athlete. Ian Happ is the 24th player to have each of his first 1,000 hits with the Cubs. 37th Cub player all time with 1,000 hits for the organization. He joins Don Kessinger as Cubs switch hitters with 1,000 hits. Congrats, Happer. Now time call. Swanson a double his last time up against Springs as he ripped one inside the third base bag. Only his second extra base hit since May 19th.
I'm hoping in this situation he kind of gives himself up to go to the right side. You see that front side is leaking a little bit, but it's one of those ones where with 2 strikes you're battling. This ball has to be put in play to get Happ to third base, which hopefully score.
And that is in there, and Swanson, no argument, he is gone. Time now for the Intelligence Center powered by CDW and Intel. Most hits by a Cub among players drafted by the organization. Number 1, Mark Grace. Number 2, Dunston. Number 3, that man, our guy, Ian Happ. Congrats. And now it's Michael Busch.
I grew up in Chicago watching those 2 on the right side, right?
Amazing.
Mark Grace and Sean Dunston. I so always wonder, how did Gracie catch the ball when he threw across the diamond?
I think sometimes he wondered it as well. What an amazing arm.
Oh.
Ball and no strikes. And that is in there. How far is Thornwood High School from here?
It's a good hour. South suburbs.
The 1-1. Swing and a miss. And now 1-2. Busch, a strikeout victim his first time.
See Mike just a little bit off, kind of in between. You see him take the fastball, off at the off-speed stuff, slow down everything, and allow yourself to get into these at-bats a little bit more.
See Bush rocking that torpedo bat. For a while, you had been using a Cody Bellinger model bat with the torpedo barrel.
And I always wonder why that torpedo kind of go away. You still see it. Remember when it was hot?
I think it was just new. I don't know that it's necessarily gone away.
Yeah.
I think we just don't talk about it as much, but you can see it right there. 2-2. And it's fouled off. Yeah, and I think what happened is this. I mean, you remember how it was covered. It was the Yankees used that opening day where they hit 87 homers against the Brewers, and everybody's like, they're cheating. What's happening? They're using this unbelievable weapon up there.
Yeah.
And then it started to get out, and some guys liked it, some didn't. And again, I think the one thing you're seeing in terms of analytics is this. The information that has been delivered has given the pitchers far more of an advantage than the hitters, and slowly the hitting and that's what torpedo bats is part of, the idea of giving back some of the advantage to hitters.
Yeah, I would 100% agree.
2-2, man at second. And a foul ball. Welcome to the broadcast booth, brought to you by Budweiser. Cubs fans for 150 years. This Bud's for you, the Budweiser broadcast booth. John Sciambi, that man.
Guy.
Cliff Floyd, how are you?
Good, man. Good. Really good. Actually, you know what? I'm better than I thought. First game is always like going back to your rookie. Going back to your rookie status, getting to the big leagues, and you kind of want to settle in with, but I think the one thing that allows me to always chill when I wake up in the morning and go, okay, it's game time, it's booth day, is I've been with you since 1997.
Yeah, I just think of it as us hanging out. I understand you don't.
Yeah. Well, and you do it every day, so to me it's a little.
Fair enough.
But it's fun always to come up and get the juices flowing again, man, and have fun with this.
Michael Bush turning in and at bat. It's a cool view too, isn't it? I mean, look, you played and played here a ton of games, and this vantage point is different. I was talking to some of the guys the other night at the Bricks and Ivy charity event saying, you got to come up here and just see it.
You have to.
2-2.
Everything about this experience in this area, Gallagher's Way, walking to the ballpark, when you think about, the streets being blocked off, but when you have this view and you have this sunset and you think about the neighborhood baseball, it's just something you won't see in baseball anywhere other than Chicago.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, Michael Bush having it back.
This brings you back. When you get into these at bat and you know that front side has to stay closed, this can lock him back in when you talk about the 12th pitch at bat he's about to have right now with this next pitch. This is what he needs.
Pitch number 12 about to be thrown by Springs. Line drive, right field, sinking, and it gets past Cortez. Here comes Happ. He's going to score. Get going, Michael Bush.
You got to wave him, QB.
And he'll hold him at third. It's an RBI triple, and it is 4-2.
That's a good hold by Quinn Berry, third base coach over there. But I would like to see them go for it.
Yeah, that would have been fun. Triples brought to you by Invesco QQQ, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Woo!
Well, you see Mike always out the box hustling. You see him put that helmet down and put those feet on the dirt. He's looking at Quinn going, you sending me? He'll take a great at bat and RBI triple for sure.
What a wonderful at bat.
Look, he's telling Q, man, send me.
Pitch number 12. Yeah, put your sliding mitt on. Oh, Quentin Berry. Quentin Berry is a joy to be around, and a really, really sharp baseball mind. No chance.
He said, the boys are on him in the dugout going, are you kidding me?
That's a good lip reading in the truck. Ball and no strikes. Ground ball to first. Kurtz picks it up and shuffles to the bag. I don't know what year it was, but I'm pretty sure you were on the team. Do you remember Marlins backup catcher Mike Redmond hitting a ball against the Astros that got past Lance Berkman, and he got an inside the park home run?
Yes. Yes.
And I mean, all you need to know is backup catcher inside the park home run, and it ends with Redmond diving across home plate and then basically having to be resuscitated in the dugout.
Yeah, listen. You'd have thought, I mean, I'm talking about one of the slowest catchers probably in the history of the sport. He can attest to it. And we saying to ourselves, don't do it.
Cubs with 6 extra base hits here tonight. I believe last night, Notch, what did they have? 5 hard hit balls the entire night? Yeah. So 6 extra base hits matches a season high. Saya's gone yard. And that one in the dirt. Activity in the bullpen. Kunal up. Too high, and Amaya will take his base. And Marcotte out of the dugout. Makes the point to the pen, and we got a pitching change. The evening is over for Mr. Springs in the bottom of the 4th. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
Hey, Boo, it's getting warm here, so you know what? The Summer Night Special. Treat your family and friends to a night at the ballpark with our Summer Night Special. In addition to game tickets, fans purchasing through this offer will receive a beer or a bottle of water. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com/Summer Night Special.
All right, here is Joel Kunal. Kunal on for the 24th time. Stocky right-hander. First and third. And ball 1 to Nico. Horner has fly down, doubled and scored. Kunal, the 1-0. Look at the splits on Kunal. He's really eaten up righties. The lefties, though, have had a field day with him. Nico Horner hits this in the air, and it's grabbed by McNeil. Michael Bush comes up with the RBI triple. No chance. 4-2.
Consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Yeah, one of the most famous speeches, really, in history. Forget about sports history. Lou Gehrig on the 4th of July, and he died at the age of 37. Wow. From amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, and now a disease that bears his name. We have our auction going on and ways to raise money for Project Main Street. T-Mac, you were saying earlier you have your broadcasters seminar and people still can sign up for it.
They still can. So go to my Instagram and the link to sign up is in my bio. And if you have not been around, so here's basically what we do. Full seminar teaching you all the things that I wanted to know when I was in college. You get a full tour of Wrigley Field. This is everybody a year ago on the field. We also allow people to tape some stuff that they can use on their reel, some tours of the Marquee Sports Network studios. So it's a really fun day. Boog, you'll stop by as well. So I'm sure a lot of people want to pick your brain, and it's just an awesome day if you're an aspiring broadcaster to learn about what it's like to be us, and we'll answer any questions that you might have on just how to get there.
Yeah, I think it's the type of thing, if you were in college and have at least a desire to choose this path in terms of a profession, I thought you did a wonderful job with it last year, and it's great to see you give back to kids trying to learn, trying to figure it out. And obviously as well, it ties in to Project Main Street, and I say thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing it again. And we talked about this off the air the other day, just the idea of, giving back to kids and getting the opportunity to impact some of the future broadcasters.
It was really special, and not only did we get the chance to hopefully invest in some aspiring broadcasters, but they invested in each other. It was cool to just see everybody in the room connect. So it was a community as well, not only just for us, but for everybody there that's been able to stay in touch and kind of ride this journey together of coming up in the broadcasting world and being there for each other.
3-1 now, Colin Ray. And a line drive ripped to right. Good jump, Seiya Suzuki right there, and he makes the catch. So 2 down now. And here comes Nick Kurtz. Kurtz has walked, and he has also struck out swinging. And there's a strike. With a changeup. It's one of those third time through the order situations. Hobie Milner is one. Cubs up by a couple. They were down early 2-0. Two and one now. Colin Ray gave up a couple of early runs. Appears to have settled in. 2-1. Here comes. And he beat him with a fastball. There's that 94 we were looking for.
Yeah, he was upset with himself the pitch prior to that pitch, and he got back on the mound as he typically does, and was like, he's gonna throw something that with conviction, and he did. He was able to do it.
The 2-2. That went with a slider down and in. 3 balls and 2 strikes now on the big first baseman.
See if he goes back to the pitch he struck him out with his last at bat with that elevated fastball.
And he went with the slider. How about Kurtz losing his helmet right there? Did you see him last night? He hit a home run last night and his helmet fell off.
Yeah, he does it a lot. And you know, when you big and strong like that, you would think that you get a helmet that fits, so you don't have to run around the bases with no helmet on. But maybe he likes his hair.
On the ground, Michael Busch, diving play. Ray gets over. Good defense. He has turned into a really fine defensive first baseman. Busch on the backhand. .78 feet. Score your next flight at AA.com. One of the things for PCA, pitch missing outside. Cliffy's gotten closer to the plate against lefties. Now he's got a righty in there, but I think on that home run, because he was on top of the plate, he was able to take something off speed and golf it out. High fly ball to center. And Butler makes the catch.
He definitely was. He was out front, but I think these are the bats where I'm looking at the confidence. You see him, he's frustrated because he knows that's a pitch he can get to and do damage with now. And when you're hot in the midst of an 8-game hitting streak like he is, I don't mind this frustration because he feels he can hit everything and hit everything hard.
Here's Bregman now. What were you saying to me off the air about Bregman at the plate that you wanted maybe to see him go more flat bat?
You see the bat flattens out when he gets into a hitting position. I would like the bat to start there and then he figure out everything from there. It's almost like the same with PCA when we talk about rhythm and flow. Now he's done this his whole career and he had a lot of success. I just think at times you have to make little adjustments just to get you going and then maybe go back to what's gotten you to be the star player he is today. But it's just it's just little things you watch and always. And listen, I played first base a lot, Boog, as you saw me back in the day in the 90s. And I talked to a lot of great hitters. And when Tony Gwynn came to me, the late Tony Gwynn, and said, hey, I made an adjustment in BP today, I said, well, I better start changing some things quick.
Yep.
And it's just about little things that you're watching to get guys to get going a little bit faster.
Talked about PCA against lefties, beginning with the Chris Sale game in Atlanta, moving closer to the plate. Check out a still of the contact point when he hit the homer. So he's pulling that pitch that is right on the outside edge. So I think that the fact that he's on top of the plate is allowing him to get it out front.
To get out because he's out front. Look where the front side is that allows him to, if you stay on this baseball as he did in this situation against Springs, by him being that close to the home plate, he believes he can hit that pitch and do damage by pulling it still. Right? So if he's off the plate a little bit more, what would have happened there would have been just a lousy ground ball to the right side of the diamond. And I think that's what was happening early in April, where he had a lot of frustration.
Kunal missing inside. Suzuki has popped out and he is home.
You see so many guys on top of the plate, but look what Suzuki is right here. I mean, his hands hang out over the plate. You see the arm guard on the elbow.
And Suzuki down on strikes. Cubs go 1-2-3. We head to the 6th. Official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. by Prevagen, made for the brain, and by Wintrust. Different approach, better results. All right, well, you can get your hands on that and ALS t-shirt at ivyshop.com. Marquee Sports Network and the Cubs hosting an online auction. We talked about all the great auction items, plus a chance to sign up on Taylor McGregor's Instagram page for a broadcast seminar. There's a Lou Gehrig autographed baseball. So if you're a collector,
you want that one.
You want that.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you some jingle, though. Liner to center. PCA makes the catch.
Well, I can tell that about that hitters meeting today for the A's, right?
Swing early.
Yep.
Craig Counsell out of the dugout. Langoliers retired, and the night is over for Colin Ray. Really good work after allowing a couple of early runs. Pitching change, and it is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Tommy Hotovy saying nice work. Colin Ray says here's pitch comp. And here's Hobie Milner. Generates soft contact, a lot of ground balls. Overall, Hobie's been solid, out for the 28th time.
And it seems like he pitches every night, right? When you think about him, and this bullpen has been phenomenal of late. You know, going back to May 14th, they've been probably one of the best bullpens in all of baseball. Still trying to adjust to the roles, understanding, you know, it might not be a role specific for who you are, but it's a role that Craig is just expecting you to get outs, and that's what he wants. He's an out-getter type manager.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think if they had a clear 7, 8, 9 type situation, he'd probably run it that way, but he's got to mix and match. Oh, broke his bat. How are your thumbs? And it's a foul ball. Wow.
That's probably one of the best I've seen in a long time. And he almost got a knock. Look at this ball. Barely goes foul at the last second.
Whee!
And it's spinning hard. That would have been a beautiful knock, because nobody would ask. Tomorrow he'd be like, I got a knock. I don't think anybody's ever asked, did it eat your bat alive when you got it? Nobody's never asked me that when I had 3 for 4, you know.
Yeah. Third base umpire DJ Rayburn talking with Bobby Crosby, their third base coach. 1-2, Soderstrom back in. Whew. And that breaker a little low.
Now still a weird shift. Right when you look at the shift that the Cubs are in with a lefty left on matchup.
That got Miguel Amaya to get off his knee.
Oh no, it sounded loud though. Off the
right.
Never off the knee.
Swing and a miss, and Milner gets Soderstrom.
Great pitch by Hobie in situation. A little slurvy slider, sidearm. Soderstrom had no chance.
One to Rooker, missing the mark. Ball 1, no strikes to the designated hitter, who's hitting just 193 with 8 homers. This guy's been an all-star a couple of times.
You see it around the league. If you just, if you take a look, I was looking at some stats, and we was talking earlier. Manny Machado is one of the worst slumps he's had in his 15-year career. You're just seeing guys all around that's been, typical all-stars scuff a little bit as we enter June, and you just don't know who's going to struggle any given year when you see these guys, right?
What's the worst start you ever got off to?
I can't say I've ever been this late in the season when I was in my prime to scuff one or 200.
Pete Crow Armstrong pulls it down. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th, and here at Wrigley, the news is good. 4-2.
A brand new episode of the Lovable Reunion premieres tonight on Marquee. David Ross and Anthony Rizzo sit down with Tom Ricketts. It's coming up right after Cubs Postgame Live and is available anytime on YouTube and the Marquee app. And if you're on social media, there was a great story that was out there. Tom Ricketts saying that when the Cubs made the trade to send Javi Baez to the New York Mets and get Pete Crow Armstrong, he goes to his family and says, all right, bad news. Traded Javi. They're like, well, who'd you get? Got this kid. He was a first-round pick, Pete Crow Armstrong. And his son goes, he slept on my couch. So I asked Pete about it. And the connection there is Pete has a couple buddies he grew up with in LA who went to the University of Texas, which is where Nick, Mr. Ricketts' son, went to college. So that was how they got connected. But if there's one thing you should know about Pete, he's a little bit of a couch surfer. Loves to spend his off season on different couches. Austin, Aspen, LA, Phoenix, you name it. That's why we love Pete. One of us.
That is amazing. Yeah, you need to check out that episode because Tom Ricketts, in explaining it, and then he's just crestfallen, trading Rizzo and Bryant, and then trading Javi, and he had to trade Javi. What'd you get? I slept on my couch. It was great.
I really enjoy listening to every episode. Right?
Yeah, they're going to have a live event at the Chicago Theater July 16th at 6:30. Jake Arrieta will be there. Joe Madden, Miguel Montero, obviously Rossi and Rizzo.
It's got to be sold out already.
Tickets on sale right now. I have been asked to moderate that, so I'll be there for that.
You in there?
That would be line drive, one hop, flag down at third. Pretty nice play by Geloff.
Change up your summer. Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Dansby Swanson now. And Swanson, a double, his first time struck out looking in the 4th. Cubs on top here. They've got homers from Seiya Suzuki and PCA. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Cubs. 2-4-0 for the A's. Popped in the air, shallow right field. Cortez long run, and he makes the catch.
So I thought for a second, Boo, that ball was going to fall in off the bat. Cortez, you see the angle he takes a look at how much room he has and makes a great catch. See the concentration with the eyes. And
first one to Bush. That one misses outside. RBI triple his last time up.
We was talking earlier about PCA, and in a second I'm going to show you the difference when you look at Michael Busch and his feet, and you talk about how PCA is on the plate, and you see how Michael Busch. Well, now this angle gives you a better look at it. But PCA is on the line. Mike Busch is off a little bit, and so these are things as from lefty on lefty matches where you look at and go, well, you know, where's the adjustment to looking at the outer half of the plate and being able to get off that A swing that you still want to be productive with.
2-1. Fouled off. The thing with Michael Busch is it was a 12 pitch at bat. Really impressive.
Awesome.
We talked about PCA on top of the plate, or at least closer to it, and able to pull that pitch right there from Springs for a homer.
And that's all I did. Even it doesn't matter how big you are either. I'm 6'4", and I made this same type of adjustment just to make sure, because I wanted to still pull the baseball. I was just a one-dimensional mindset type of guy, and off lefties, I felt like that ball middle away, I need to get barrel on it. Without, and if I hit to left center, so what? So be it. And I was happy with that as well.
Slow breaking pitch misses inside.
But I think this is still something for Michael Busch as he's learning to play every day against lefties, because last year he had a cup of coffee with lefties. And Craig said it. Opening day, I asked him, I was like, hey, man, is he going to play every day? He was like, this is it. He's earned it.
3-2. Suarez ready. Busch waits. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and Busch is gone on strikes. We'll head to the 7th. Cubs lead it 4-2. Time now for the Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage. 5-star catches since 2016. Entering today, only Kevin Kiermaier has more than Pete Crow Armstrong. Check the column on the right. In about 3,300 more innings. One more 5-star catch.
He's a special player, man.
If you're wondering what a 5-star catch is, it's a grab with a 0 to 25% catch probability.
So most ain't catching it.
No.
Right?
So he's got 31 of them. Only Kiermaier has more. And Pete's basically tied him in less than half the innings, which is insane.
Yeah.
Best defender on the planet. That's what his manager calls him. It's ludicrous. And Jacob Webb. In the air, foul, and Ramirez will watch that get out of play. Swing and a miss. Butler is gone.
We've been talking about this bullpen being really good of late. You see a little two-seam right there to Lawrence Butler, and he was just trying to foul out to get to another pitch and was unsuccessful in doing that.
And now it's Zach Geloff with one out, and the pitch is in for a strike. Downstairs. Geloff has doubled, and he's also walked and been picked off. That's a little dribbler back to the mound. Webb handles the chance. A reminder, Sunday, June 7th, the Cubs will take on the Giants at 7:30 p.m. Up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Wrigley Field replica presented by Wendella Tours and Cruises. For tickets, visit Cubs.com/tickets.
That's pretty cool, right?
Looks like it's made out of chocolate.
Yeah.
So McNeil taking ball one. Jeff McNeil has flied to right. Seiya Suzuki made a nice catch to steal the hit from him. And he's also popped to short. Webb on here. And obviously, for the Cubs, Craig Counsell sitting there thinking, just got to get 4 more outs, and then we'll turn it over to Palencia. Line drive, curling foul.
But this has been his kind of his rotation. Right, when you think about the bullpen and Hobie Milner, and then pass baton to Jacob Webb, and hopefully, like you said, to just get it to Palencia and get the thing over with.
Line drive sliced into left, and Happ collected on a bounce. So McNeil goes the other way.
Chicago fans know who the real MVP is of game day grub, cause no one outpizzas the hut.
McNeil aboard with 2 outs. Cubs lead at 4-2 here tonight. Cubs getting a homer from Seiya Suzuki in the second, a 2-run blast from PCA in the third, and then an RBI triple from Michael Busch in the fourth. That has been the offense. Here's Alika Williams. And ball 1. And Williams, with Jacob Wilson out, getting a chance to play shortstop tonight. Wilson should be back sometime in the next week or so. Lengthens their lineup out for sure. The 2-0. Hopped in the air, shallow center. Pete Crow Armstrong has it. 7th inning stretch. It is brought to you by Budweiser. For 150 years, this Bud's for you.
Tonight's guest conductors for Take Me Out to the Ballgame. Cast members of Ice Boy the Musical, Gray Hinton, Sarah Stiles, Cedric Yarbrough, and lifelong Cubs fan Nick Offerman.
All right, Cub fans. Let me hear ya! A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back, or it's root for the Commies. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some.
Pedro Ramirez up here. The 1-1 on Ramirez, who got the start at third base here tonight. In the bottom of the 7th, And the Cubs lead at 4-2. Suarez. And ball 1.
It's always tough for a manager to try to figure out how much playing time you can give these guys when you have set lineups. And we was talking about it earlier, right? I mean, Ramirez can really, you know, pick it. Really nice glove, and just tough to find playing time.
Let's send it downstairs and G-Mac.
Speaking about his glove, I love what he has written on the outside here. Okay, well, this first is actually Moises Ballesteros writing Pedro just to make sure that they know whose glove it is. But then it says, for the love of the game. And he said he's always had that written on there because it's a reminder to him every day he's living the dream. And you see that in his face and his smile.
He let Moises Ballesteros with a ballpoint pen
write his name.
Pedro on there.
Yes, and then I brought it up to Moises, and he just starts dying laughing. And he said, I'm going to let him do it to my glove.
Jeez.
So
there's Mo. Punched out into right center field, but Cortez is there. So 1 away.
And it's always different for every player when you get to the big leagues. You don't know what the roles change so much. You know, you start down in the minor leagues, but when you come up here, you might not play the position that you thought you were going to play, right? And, you know, it's tough to get over, but I think when you look in the mirror, you understand I'm in the big leagues. I can make some minor adjustments, and I can, you know, if they feel I can play, you know, a different glove with a different, you know, position, then let's make it happen.
Line drive, base hit, center field, Miguel Amaya. Hit that right on the button. 1 out and a man aboard. Back to the top of the order, and Nico. And now Mark Kotsay, your old teammate, hops out of the dugout, makes the point to the pen. We touched on it last year. Kotsay and Counsell, good friends, and competing against one another. Suarez out of the game. Kotsay summons the reliever. Break in the action with the Cubs on top. It's our game summary, and it's brought to you by Wintrust. And here tonight, Colin Ray gave up a couple of early runs, delivered a solid performance, 5 1/3. Homers from Suzuki and PCA. The Cubs match a season high with 6 extra base hits.
I think I'll take the 6 extra base hits. Team oriented. You know, I think it's something we was talking about being contagious. When you start seeing the ball fly around the diamond a little bit, you know, you can get the boys rolling.
Mark Leiter Jr., old buddy. And get me over curveball for strike 1. Leiter, who really had a career resurgence with the Cubs, was used almost as a situational lefty with that split-fingered fastball. As Horner drives this one out towards right center. Butler there to make the catch. Amaya back to first. I was mentioning earlier the relationship between Mark Kotsay and Craig Counsell, and those guys go back to 1997.
Yeah.
And you were teammates with the two of them in 97, but Kotsay made his debut when Counsell eventually was acquired. The move was Mark Kotsay sent back down to the minors. They ultimately became friends the following year in spring training. And yeah, they are hyper competitive. There's a great story last year after the Cubs swept the A's out in Sacramento. Kotsay and Counsell. And Counsell said, I got you back for sweeping me in Milwaukee last year. Yeah.
On Tuesday, June 16th, the Cubs take on the Rockies at 7:05 p.m. Fans who purchase tickets at Cubs.com/specials will receive a special edition Cubs soccer jersey and a ticket to the Cubs Stars match on July 18th. Take advantage while supplies last.
Caleb Thielbar will take over. And the veteran lefty for the 16th time.
That's a beautiful soccer jersey. You wear those jerseys?
I'm not a big jersey guy.
No.
You wear them?
I would wear that one.
Okay.
Not too many I wear, but that right there that's pretty solid. Because I'm always matching my hats with the me and the.
Yep. I know. I'm familiar with your work. Fly ball left field, and Colby Thomas gets a hold of one. Whoa. And Thomas with the home run, and the Athletics are within one. That was a no-doubter.
Ball split the middle of the plate, and off the bat, Caleb was not happy about it. Short and quick to the baseball.
So here in the 8th, it is a 4-3 game. Cubs with 8 hits, 6 for extra bases. That's a strike. And that one popped foul and out of play. Kurtz 0 for 2 with a walk. A time called. Amaya will head out to the mound to chat with Thielbar. One, two. Thielbar is ready. Kurtz waits. Caleb kicks deals. Check swing. Did he go? No swing.
Let's see, Boog.
It's a good call.
Really good call. Really good take, too.
Two and two. In the air, Pete Crow Armstrong coming out. Cubs with 5 strikeouts to help AbbVie's Striking Out Cancer Initiative. AbbVie People, Passion, Possibilities. Thielbar records a big out as he gets Kurtz one away. And here is Shea Langoliers. Not out of the woods yet, because this guy has
thumping the bat.
Light tower power. left center field. That'll touchdown and roll. Bangs up against the bullpen door. PCA thrown to second offline and a little late. Langoliers is into scoring position, so the tying run is at second.
See off the bat, this is some exit velo. We're talking 105.9 and sound off-speed pitch from Thielbar and Rocha in the gap. PCA gave a nice effort, man. That was came up with a hose.
And that pitch in for a strike. The 0-1. Soderstrom hanging in there. Tyler Soderstrom is wrapped into a fielder's choice. He's singled, and he has also struck out swinging. Cubs have a couple of righties getting loose. Maton and Palencia. 0-2 in the dirt and stopped by Amaya. Fair ball down the right field line. Off the sidewall, Langoliers headed home. Throw, tag! Out! Does the run count? Yes, it does, because there's only 2 outs. 4-4. Marcotte saying they're going to look at it. All right. Glad I knew how many outs there were. So the Athletics challenge. They're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea.
The Athletics are challenging the out call at second base.
Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Another off-speed pitch. But stays inside the line, but this is a great read. Basea out there comes up. And I think he has the, there he is. Tags the right arm before he gets that left one in.
I'm not sure.
Did he miss him? It looked like he tagged that right arm.
Let's see here.
More like the hand, if anything.
I can't tell, but he, again, the call
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is out. The Athletics lose their challenge.
Yeah. It's funny. People kind of lose their minds over stuff like this. If you ask me there, I think he was safe. But there's no evidence or not enough evidence to say he definitely was safe since the call originally was out. Yeah. I think that if he had been originally called safe, it would have stayed safe.
Right? Yep.
Well, that double makes it a 4-4 game, or I should say that single makes it a 4-4 game. Maton coming in. We're here in the 8th with a pitching change. Fans in Illinois can purchase Cubs Charities 50/50 raffle tickets starting at 10 a.m. through the end of the game at Cubs.com/raffle, or from a raffle ambassador at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning. So there you go, 50/50. And Phil Maton. goes on. Trying to find his groove. He did a turn on the IL with a knee injury. Ripped out to left center. Pete Crow Armstrong picks it up, fires it in, and holds Rooker to a single. And now it's Lawrence Butler. Butler hitless in 3 at-bats, pair of strikeouts. Fastball misses upstairs. Two balls, no strikes to count. Maytime. Butler spoils that one. Swing and a miss, and Butler chasing upstairs. So 2-2. Two outs, man at first. A's 4, Cubs 4. Yeah, the movement on that pitch from Maton was something else. I think, yeah, Butler broke his back. But that pitch, it had drop on it, but you talk about sweeping from right to left on your screen. Look at this.
It's coming in hard, right? And that's the one you're hoping you don't hit yourself in the knee with as a hitter.
You look at the Athletics, and one of the things, their offense has been okay. And you wonder how they view J.J. Bleday going off in Cincinnati. After they had him for 3 years. Runner goes, that's bounced foul. Bleday this season with the Reds, 137 plate appearances. He's got 10 homers. 291, 387, 632.
Yeah.
OPS is 1,000.
8 homers in May.
Yeah.
Player of the month in the National League in May.
3-2. Butler spoils it.
And you know, you think about those moves, Boog, and you just don't know. You know, guys can go somewhere and figure it out, right? You might have somebody there that says something that unlocks, you know, a whole new player.
Two outs, man at first, tied at 4 in the 8th. Left field, Hack coming on, and Ian makes the catch. A's scored twice, and this game is starting over, tied at 4. Go to work against the right-hander Luis Medina. So Medina on. And Alex Bregman at the plate. Good numbers. 19th appearance, 25 innings. Strikeout rate of about 26%. The league average about 22% for strikeouts.
That's easy 96 too off the fingertips, so you can see why the numbers are what they are.
Bregman ready. And in tight. And now it's 3-0. Inside ball 4. The go-ahead run is on. So Bregman will take his base. Seiya Suzuki at the plate. Time for StatCast. It's powered by Google Cloud. Second inning, and Seiya
Demolished that ball.
I mean, absolutely smoked it. Big slow breaking ball. That curve is in for a strike. That's too high. Suzuki facing the hard-throwing righty Luis Medina, 27 years old. Medina debuted in 2023 on upstairs.
Ball's up, and Seiya's like, let me get out of the way of this thing. And if you're Medina, he hasn't had control of anything other than the curveball. So you wonder what he throws here. As hitters, you kind of got to eliminate a pitch. And now you just sit dead red in 3-1. Another one inside, and take another look from the catcher's view, and you see Seiya's like, hey, all right now.
Foul ball is what was ruled. Cubs trying to snap a 7-game home losing streak. They're the first team in AL or NL history to have a 7-game home losing streak immediately follow a 15-game home winning streak. 3-2. Hit hard. Backhanded it short. They get 1. They get 2. Wow. Alika Williams started the 6-4-3, and that's a pretty good turn.
Really hard hit ball by Seiya off the bat, and like you said, nice turn by Williams.
Suzuki hitting it 100.9. So now here's Ian Happ. A double sandwich between a couple of ground outs. That double in the 4th, his 1,000th career hit. And he swings and misses at the curve. Ball to strike. Happ waits. 1-2. thrown him a couple of good changeups. Curveball in the dirt that time. Two balls, two strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Medina. Line drive, slicing out into left center field. That'll touchdown for a hit. Butler circles and throws, Happ to second, and Ian is in with a double.
It's another nice piece of hitting by Happ. Little off-speed pitch, he gets up. It's the second time tonight out the box. He's chasing that double, and you always got to know who's playing the field. Even though Lawrence Butler comes up firing, Happer gets in there with a 2-out double.
And now a visit to the mound by the Athletics pitching coach, Scott Emerson. So Emo has to say, and Cubs with the go-ahead run out there at second. Dansby Swanson, who's doubled already in this game, and a chance to be a hero right here. Tied at 4, we're in the 8th. Dansby at the plate. Medina. And that's strike 1. Swanson, the average at just 184. Fastball fouled into the mid of Langoliers, quickly 0-2. Hundo. 1-2, Happ at second. Pitch to Dansby. And he struck him out. We'll head to the 9th. It's 4-4. Welcome back, and a reminder, make your favorite players all-stars. Scan the QR code to cast your 2026 Konami eBaseball MLB All-Star ballot daily, or visit MLB.com/vote. Daniel Palencia on as we go to the 9th. In the bottom third of the order, scheduled to be Geloff, McNeil, and Williams. And for Palencia, his 15th appearance, he was on the IL. It's been a weird stretch for Daniel insofar as, I mean, look, when you're losing the way they're losing, you're not getting save opportunities. Yeah. And then before that, you're kind of beating everybody's butt. He's had 3 save opportunities. Yeah, 3 save opportunities this season. May 14th, May 7th, April 5th. And he has not had a save chance in his 5 appearances since May 17th. It's wild.
Well, it's wild, and it's also tough to get the adrenaline to where it typically is when you are in a save opportunity, right? And
You know, these non-save opportunities is always tough on closers, and that goes back forever, as I remember.
Broken bat, fly ball center field. Pete Crow Armstrong at number 1. And with 1 down, Palencia now will go to work against Jeff McNeil. Cubs and the Athletics tied at 4-4. Each side 4 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. 9-0. McNeil 1 out of 3. McNeil now at 34 years old, been an all-star twice. He's won a batting title. That was in 2022, one of his all-star seasons. Good fastball, 101. Here's the 0-2. On the ground, Swanson takes it in and throws him out. So Palencia gets the first 2, and now Daniel will go to work against Alika Williams. In the 9th, scheduled to be Bush, Ramirez, and Amaya. Swing and a miss. Valencia ready, and the righty kicks and fires. One of the things you'll see with Palencia is he will get the sign way early, and then he plays a little bit of pitch clock game. He lets it run down. Foul ball.
That would definitely take me out of rhythm, because I was more of a rhythm hitter, and with the pitch clock and me not being able to call time as much as I want, it would be tough.
Two. So now filled up 3-2. Here comes the crowd. Palencia says yes. Payoff pitch. Fly ball right field towards the corner. Suzuki over there, and he runs out of room. So little room, no room down those right and left field lines. And it also gets dark over there.
Really dark. You can see it. You see the shadows down there. You know, right in front of that DraftKings Sportsbook sign.
3-2. Palencia delivers to Williams. He went 3-2 slider.
You see the slider grip, and Williams gets just enough to stay alive and live to see another pitch.
Payoff pitch. Struck him out. They got him to chase the slider. Palencia gets him 1-2-3. Heck of a pitch right there. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. The Cubs will try and win it. while, but 6 walk-off wins, tied for most in the majors with Seattle. Haven't had one since walking off the Reds May 6th. In fact, did it against the Reds May 4th, 5th, and 6th. Hogan Harris takes over. And Michael Busch 1 for 3 with an RBI triple. And that one fouled off. We're in the bottom of the 9th. And that's low.
You know, I never really say there's must wins with close to 100 games left, but this one feels like it tonight for me. Just like you played a really good game, had a good performance from Colin Ray. Some big knocks in some key situations, and I just kind of feel like this one has to go in the win column.
The 2-1 in there for a strike. Busch asking for time. Harris. But here we go, 3-2. Busch with a really good eye. Fouled away, they'll do it again.
Got some really good at bats tonight. Michael Busch has hit a 12-pitch at bat before he hit an RBI triple. Another good one here.
Big swing and a miss. He went with the slow curveball and he struck him out.
That's just not fair. When you think about 97 and then to this, tough pitch to take from Michael Busch, and he just couldn't hold up. Really good 12-6 breaking ball by Harris.
You look at on that one replay, you could see as Ramirez fouls away the curveball. He's basically holding it with 2 fingers.
Yeah,
I mean, like he's not even. You can tell he's not even. I mean, this finger, the index finger, has nothing to do with it.
No, big flipper too.
So he's going thumb. Yeah, the index finger is off.
Right.
And it's that middle finger that
rolls off the thumb.
Check swing on a pitch down low. Appeal to first, did not go. Ramirez in this one is fly to left, grounded out, and he is lined out. Getting the start at third. Bregman DHing tonight. The 1-2 up the middle. McNeil, and they get Ramirez. And there's 2 down. Well, Miguel Amaya is flied out. He's walked and he is singled. Slow breaking ball is in for a strike. Up foul, and it's 0-2. The 0-2. Four in the 9th.
You know, look at the bullpen of the A's just to look at some of their notes, and yeah, they have a few blown saves. And when you look at the last 5 games, they've allowed 17 runs. I mean, but they like to have some live arms, some really good arms down there.
Yes.
Medina was good.
Medina was good. That arm definitely had some life.
You got Harris here with 97 with a big curveball, some good stuff.
I mean, Mark Kotze's got a good arm too.
Yeah, he did.
That is in there. Got him looking. And Amaya is gone. 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs. We're going to the 10th. Tied at 4. Tied at 4 as we go to the top of the 10th. Alika Williams will be the automatic runner as Ethan Roberts comes in. 12th appearance, or beg your pardon, 12 appearances, 13th appearance, and a 1.69 ERA.
And he has been awesome. Man.
So Jonah Heim will hit in Colby Thomas's spot. Hit hard, flagged down by Bush. Thought about going to third. And there's 1 out.
I like the heads up by Bush to think about. You get the 1-hop pick, but you realize who's running, and you make the smart move and go and just touch first base and get the big out.
And now here's Kurtz. And that is in there for a strike. Kurtz has walked, struck out, grounded out, and he has flied out. Infield squeezes in. Line drive left field. Happ will play it on a bounce. In to score is Alika Williams, and the Athletics have a 5-4 lead.
See a pitch up in the zone. He's been getting them all night with that pitch, and Kurtz gets just enough to get it out to the outfield for a base hit and RBI for the A's.
Langoliers 1 out of 4. And that double knocked in a run in the 8th. Cubs led it 4-2. And in the 8th inning, the Athletics picked up a couple of runs. A Thomas pinch hit homer, and then the Langoliers doubling and knocked home by Soderstrom. Here's a 3-0. Through there for a strike. 95-mile-an-hour cutter. Towards right center, and PCA is there to make the catch. And now Craig Counsell out of the dugout. Ryan Rollison up and throwing. And it'll be Rollison to come in to face Tyler Soderstrom. Ryan Rollison taking over with the A's having pushed across. Go ahead run leading at 5-4. Rollison's been very solid. 16th appearance at 2.89 ERA. Like to get that walk rate down, but getting ground balls. And going left on left with Soderstrom, trying to keep it a 1-run deficit. That is in there for a strike at 94. Both teams with 2 ABS challenges left. Here's the 0-2. On the ground, Swanson picks it up, long throw, safe at first.
Need to see that again.
Yeah, they're going to look at it. Saw Craig Counsell going with the earmuffs.
Yeah.
Chicago is challenging the safe ball at first base.
They're taking a second look, a second opinion. Always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Dansby Swanson. Oh, he's out.
Looks out, huh?
Looks out.
Yeah. See at this view. Yeah, he's out.
So now one of the things in New York. Yeah. They can marry multiple angles together. I don't even know that we need to do that after that one.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out. Chicago retains the challenge.
Big play from Dansby Swanson. Top of the order, Horner, PCA, and Bregman will go to the bottom of the 10th for the Cubs down a run. Yeah, I can get down with that.
Right? I'm with you.
Just manifesting a walk-off win.
That just looks so chill.
And the automatic runner is a Jaguar. Kevin Alcantara will run at second. And the new pitcher is Justin Sterner. Here's Nico Horner. Cubs down 5-4. And that one fouled away down the right side. See the numbers on Sterner. Drive center field. And Alcantara dives into third. Nico hit that pretty hard.
You love the mindset of Alcantara at second base. He goes back and tags up quickly. He was kind of indecisive for a second. Goes back, makes the smart decision to get over to third base with less than 2 outs.
Bolte able to haul that in. Snap throw to third, safe. Okatse
a tough read because you know you got to score, but you also can't get picked off. And got back in there just in time.
Infield squeezing in. Sterner. And a swing and a miss. Armstrong comes up empty, 1-2. One and two, man at third, one out. In the dirt, nice stop by Langoliers.
Shea knows the importance of blocking this ball. You see him old school, get in front of that ball and keep it in front.
Sterner's been really good last 14 appearances, a 1.46 ERA. 2-2. And they're going to challenge that one.
Pitcher's called the ball. Catcher's challenging.
And let's take a look. Shea Langoliers with the challenge.
Ooh.
And it's a ball.
The Athletics have one remaining.
So here we go, 3-2. Infield in, tying run at third. 5-4 in the 10th. And he struck him out.
Really good pitch. Sterner. This little cut grip, and he couldn't get enough to foul it off and hit the dirt.
Got a little piece of it, right?
He did get a little piece of it, just not enough to get it where Langoliers couldn't hold on to it.
And now a chance for Bregman at the very least to extend the game. There's strike one. Bregman 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. 0-1. And the Cubs down to their final strike. Line drive ripped down the left side. Foul. Oh. Man. That is the way it has been going lately.
Yes, it has. You talked about last night with Seiya just missing the ball down third base line that would have ended the game, and here Bregman just missed tying this thing up.
Oh, 2. Pitch to Bregman. With the chase. Contra at third. Line drive, foul. And Bregman's going to need a new bat. Sterner listening in. Contra leads away, foul ground. Bregman waits at the plate. Line drive right field, but Butler is there. And the A's win it in 10. And the losing streak at home continues. 8 in a row. And a frustrating night, a game the Cubs had a 4-2 lead.
Yeah.
I thought it was a game that you could bag in the win column. There's some really good things happen from Colin Ray. Some balls in the gap. Some luck falling on your side early in the ball game and just can get it done late.
For Cliff Floyd, Taylor McGregor, and our entire crew, I'm Boog Shambi. Thanks for watching Chicago Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. In 10, your final, the A's win it over the Cubs 5-4. Tomorrow's game, another 7:05 start. Shota Imanaga on the bump for the Cubs. JT Ginn for the A's. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. Up next, Cubs postgame live. Cole Wright, Elise Menaker after the break.